You are going to have to sort this problem out. You're going to have to sort this issue out, my gorgeous Gemini, because otherwise you are not going to be able to move on with your life, and you're going to continue to torture yourself unnecessarily. So please don't get me wrong, but at the beginning of this week, there is going to be this specific person on your mind. And you know, you have to follow your heart when it comes to this. You have to follow your intuition when it comes to this, because something is not right in between you and somebody else. So you need to follow your heart, my gorgeous Gemini, and and that's exactly what you're gonna do anyway. Right at the beginning of this week, you are really gonna realize that you're gonna need to sort this issue with one particular person, because somebody is causing a little bit of a problem in your life, and it's to do with the one specific person, and you are 1000% right when it comes to that particular person. And when I tell you right now that lots of problems and lots of issues have been caused by one specific person in your life, I can assure you, I can assure you, I'm absolutely certain that you will know who this person is, because even if you don't know who this person is, you know, at the beginning of this week, something is going to be on your mind, and something is going to irritate you, and something is going to be bothering you, and something is just like kind of not resolved in between you and somebody else, and you need to bring that issue to an end. You need to bring that problem to an end, because this in itself, it's starting to affect you physically and mentally and spiritually. It's slowly but surely taking your power away, because you're questioning yourself about things you should never be questioning in the first place. It means that maybe, because karmically something has gone too long here, maybe this is causing you to kind of lose your confidence a little bit, but it's nothing to worry about whatsoever. It's just like a really powerful signs that you need to follow in order to know kind of what to do, and what kind of requires your assistance, what requires your energy, what requires your attention. This in itself is a very, very important. And yes, lots of you can say like, oh, I don't have anybody like this, or I don't have anybody, or like, you know, nobody can do this to me and to my life, you know, nobody can affect me in this way. You would be surprised. You would be surprised, my gorgeous Gemini. I love you to bits. You're very kind of open-minded. You're very psychic. You're very spiritual. You're very kind of open. But at the same time, you know, all these energies are so powerful and so great to have, to be intuitive as you are. But also these energies, sometimes they can work against you in such a way where you feel things like on a completely different level to everybody else in terms of sensitivity. And sometimes you don't even understand, and you don't even realize how much certain people can actually affect your life, especially when it comes to when it happens in a negative way. And it is to do with people whom we are pretty much so a lot emotionally connected, and that's why sometimes it's so difficult to find like a way out. But you know, there comes the point in our lives when we find ourselves on this completely unexpected crossroads, and we realize that we are reaching such a crucial stage of our spiritual journey, and we need to sort something out. We need to sort this problem. We need to deal with this particular issue. It is so important, because so far almost I'm seeing you like in a bit of like a self-imposed prison, and it's just like a caused by one particular person. And please don't get me wrong when it comes to all this, but all I want you to understand, and all I want you to realize, that at the beginning of this week you're gonna feel like you're gonna be worrying about someone, you're going to be thinking about someone, you're going to feel frustrated about one particular person, and you will most certainly want to sort a certain problem out, because you had absolutely enough, and you're absolutely right. And you're going to feel surprised how adamant you're going to feel. Not only this is going to be so important for you when it comes to sorting out that particular problem, but it's also going to be important for that other person as well, because two massive issues are actually going to come to an end, okay? And you're also my gorgeous Gemini, you know, this is just so important to you, because once, like, you know, the bottom line is, yes, finally, you are going to have an important conversation with one specific person, that particular person you were worrying about, and that particular person, there is a problem and this issue that you're going to need to sort out. And thank God, I can see you going forward with this. You're going to surprise yourself. You're going to have an important conversation with this person, and things are going to turn out to be so good for both of you. Absolutely brilliant. So something very kind of negative in between you two, it's actually going to come to an end as well. And that person is also going to play such an important role here, because that particular person is actually going to mention something to you so significant about certain possibilities. That person is going to remind you about certain possibilities, nothing to do with you, nothing to do with that person, but the possibilities that, I mean, I suppose it's to do with you, possibilities that you were kind of thinking about a certain stage of your life, but you kind of forgot about. And now this particular person is going to play a sacred role, because they are going to remind you of these possibilities that you would otherwise forget about. And these possibilities are suddenly kind of going to start kind of making sense to you, and you will realize that these possibilities that that person mentioned, you know, you need to be as quick as you possibly can. You need to be smart, you need to be clever when it comes to these possibilities, because suddenly you are in like about 1 or 2 days, you know, my gorgeous Gemini, you're suddenly going to become aware of kind of another aspect in your life that has been missing for a while, something that you have been neglecting, and something that needs so much attention and care, and something that comes to you naturally, and something that's really to do with your skill. You needing to take that skill on the next level. All this is kind of going to start making sense, and suddenly, as I said, in 2 or 3 days, you're going to become suddenly aware of the fact that now, my gorgeous Gemini, this is gonna lead towards the beginning of an absolutely mind-blowing new venture. This is all gonna lead towards you finding yourself at the beginning of a new venture. Listen to me very carefully. You would not find yourself at the beginning of this new venture unless you decided to sort this problem out when it comes to that particular person. Karmically, this is so important. Karmically, this was so important for you to sort out that problem, for you to step forward. Whether you cause this problem, this is very difficult to say, but all I can say, karmically, is just so important for you through the universal energies, for you to reflect and understand that it's just so much more to that issue and to that problem. Perhaps you caused some kind of problem, some kind of issue, maybe subconsciously you don't even know, but for some reason it was down to you. It was down to you to sort this out, to bring this problem to an end. And that's why this problem was so karmically recharged, very, very powerful, connected to your karma. So this is why this is going to be the direct result of your karma and of that particular action that you did. Okay, so you see, it's just so complex. It's so much more to it. You're just like, oh yeah, talking to somebody and sorting the certain problem out. No, baby, no. You are doing something absolutely mind-blowing here, because karmically, as I said, you know, you're gonna become suddenly aware of other things, and it's all gonna start making sense when you find yourself 2 or 3 days later at the beginning of this venture. My gorgeous Gemini, this venture is going to change your life, every single aspect of your life. Now this is to do with an idea which you had for a while. This new venture that you're going to start, at the same time you're going to walk through the brand new doors here. This is so important in terms of energy. Not only this is gonna like be so good when it comes to your life in general, this is gonna start a process of healing as well. But on another note, this is the time where there are so many new people gonna start walking in. There are going to be so many new people who are also going to start walking into your life here, my gorgeous Gemini, as well. So this is why this is so important. Structure and discipline is what's actually needed right now. Just remember, this is going to lead towards the beginning of such a beautiful and probably one of the most powerful ventures of your entire life. And it's so magical because the way it's going to happen is going to be absolutely crazy. In the most unexpected way. You have a problem, you're like kind of, you cannot stop thinking about this person and this problem, and you want to resolve this problem, and look where this is going to lead towards. The bottom line is, my gorgeous Gemini, you're going to find yourself at the beginning of one of the most beautiful ventures of your entire life, because karmically the time is right. Karmically, this is the new beginning, new start, new stage, new page. You're turning a new leaf over. Call it whatever you like, my gorgeous Gemini. This is going to be mind-blowing stage of your life, and it's to do with an idea which you've had for a while. Listen to me very carefully. It's to do with an idea you've had for a while. You are, you know, this is going to change your life. You're going to feel so proud of yourself, and this is going to bring the whole new sense of like, oh my God, the way you're going to look at things after this moment in life. You're going to look at things in a completely different light. You have no idea, the last 2-3 years you've been through so much, but the last 2-3 years have been preparing you for this very moment in time, indeed. And let me tell you something else. You know that still at the beginning of this week, you know, after that, there is going to be such an important message which you're also going to get. This important message which you're going to get, this is going to mean to you so much, because the message is going to be positive, and it's going to be about a certain progress. It's to do with the finances. It's to do with the progress, and it's to do with the finances. And this is going to make you feel really good, because now this is also going to be one of the signs for you, which is like going to be like a very much so spiritual confirmation again. You know, it's like one thing is going to lead into another, and you are going to end up making a really important decision here, a really important decision. And this decision that you're going to make is that you are going to do absolutely everything in your power, everything you possibly can, to put this as a number one, to give to this venture and to this idea as much energy as you possibly can. You see, to start with, you would be like, oh no, I've got this, I've got that, I can't do this, I can't do that, no, it's not the right time, no, it's money, it's this, it's that, no baby, no. That's how you thought to start with. Venture, new beginning, fantastic, oh I love this, but there's still going to be things that are going to be like, I'm not too sure how this is going to happen. And then by the time you get this message, oh my God, so much more, it's actually going to be answered to you. Okay, so in terms of progress in general, this is going to be brilliant. So here you're going to be making an important decision, and that decision is going to be based on you maybe cutting other things out of your life. This important decision is going to be based on you making certain adjustments in order to give this full energy to this new venture. So therefore, you're really going to realize at the same time how your priorities changed. You have to go with this particular flow. You have to. Things in life change. We are growing, we are evolving every single day, every single week, every single month, every single year, every single second, every single millisecond. Do you know what I mean? So you're just growing, you're changing, and you're evolving. That's why you need to understand that now it's time to really think about priorities. And now it's time to think about things that don't make sense in your life, but you're still doing them. There are some of them, and right now they are going to become obvious. All this is going to contribute towards you liberating yourself, towards you becoming a free spirit, and towards you allowing this moment to unfold in the best possible way. You will see how many, like, my God, how many ideas you are going to have after that moment in time. My gorgeous Gemini, it's going to be absolutely brilliant indeed. And also, you know what, at around the beginning of this week still, from the beginning of this week towards the midweek, there is a one specific person that you were kind of being is different person to the first person that I was talking about, but there is another person who you are really kind of gonna come to some kind of agreement as well. It's not the first person, don't get confused, it's nothing to do with the first person I was talking about, but there is another person here, like a family member or somebody who you will have an important agreement about. You've been fighting about something, you had also also disagreements about something, and this is somebody who you had a major disagreements with, and it's like a family member. So you are very smart, you're very clever. I take my hat off to you, because this situation has gone way too long, and because you're so smart, you're so clever, you managed to elevate, you managed to rise above it. So you allowed this person, just because they're a family member, to be in a certain way, because you were smarter, you were clever. But then again, this person wants more and more and more, and I can see that, you know, you are really going to suggest something to that person. It's going to be in between the first week and the midweek, some kind of idea you're gonna have, realization, and you're gonna realize that that person is gonna be in a really good mood on a certain day. You will realize, oh my God, they're in such a good mood, and you're gonna suggest something to them about what you are fighting about or disagreeing about, and this is gonna be so successful. This is gonna be so successful, because I can see that lots of negativity, it's actually going to disappear in between you and somebody else, and this has been emotionally affecting you. And this one here is somebody in your family. I've seen this person for a while now. Somebody has been giving you problems, and you haven't done anything wrong. So I know it's really hard sometimes, but you know, we just need to understand that certain people are very, very strange. Sometimes certain people can be very strange, and certain people can be projecting like a very strange and unusual energy, and they're not necessarily evil, they're not necessarily bad, but things they do just come across evil and bad, but they're actually not evil and bad. In fact, they're really confused with themselves inside. There is so much confusion going on, so much confusion. And to this type of people, you know, either something happened in their childhood, something really strange, so they've been brought up in a very, very strange way. You know, something that was going on for a very long time can affect people only like this, you know. Or it's like basically this person, you know, so it's just something that they were struggling in. And this type of person also, the way they respond, you know, they don't respond to situations in a normal way. They respond like very unpredictable and like off-putting. It's like off-putting, but again, it's just to do with their internal struggle. They probably think and feel in a certain way, but what they project out, it's completely different, and this is a lot to do with this internal confusion that they are going through. And what I'm trying to say is that sometimes people like this are not necessarily evil or bad, but there are so many underlying issues that cause people to act and feel in this certain way. And that's why I think that you're so clever, you're so smart, because you were able to see through certain things when it comes to this particular person, and this is something that makes you absolutely amazing. And even if you didn't realize this by now, my gorgeous Gemini, you're most certainly going to realize this now. So this is why this is going to be so important for you indeed. And also, my gorgeous Gemini, when it comes to the midweek, you know that you're going to be looking at a group of people. You're going to be looking at a group of people, whether you're going to be around a group of people, whether you're going to be with them, but there is going to be this specific group of people that you are going to be looking at, and they are going to be enjoying themselves. They're going to be like having a great time. It's going to be like some kind of socializing. It's going to be like some kind of a party, and there is something that you are, first of all, you're going to be like, oh my God, this is great, this is great. And then you're going to realize that what is really missing in your life, the fun is missing in your life, you know. You will realize that you want more of that, you know. You will realize how fun, how happiness is important, and how doing these things makes you feel so good. And here you're gonna really reconnect with yourself, and here you will also realize how much you were actually worried when it comes to the last maybe 2 or 3 years. You were worrying so much, things changed so abruptly in such a strange way, and they really pulled you over. So now you're coming out of it. Now you're reconnecting with yourself. Not only that, you're tapping into such a powerful energy, which is going to again have such a beneficial impact on your life. It's going to rejuvenate you, and in itself, it's also going to set you free. At this moment in time, you will really realize that one little phase of your life has come to an end, and another phase is about to begin, because this is at the same time going to be the moment in time when you're also going to realize something really specific, what these people are doing and what these people have done, that it's going to open your eyes and give you confidence when it comes to this specific problem, very, very difficult burden in your life that you've been dealing with, that was like a pretty much so making you feel indecisive every single time when you wanted to kind of make an important decision. Of course, this is going to be quite significant because you're going to be able to move on. And that problem and that issue happened within the last 10 months. You either made a bad investment, or you either listened to the bad advice, or you've either or you either had a negative change in circumstances, my gorgeous Gemini. So it doesn't really matter. It has been like kind of going on for the last 10 months, but also at the same time you will realize that now suddenly something is also, one of these people is also going to remind you of your childhood or of a certain memories, and at that moment in time there is something else that you're going to remember in your childhood, some kind of an insight on the past. It's about to bring this specific information that you're going to be reminded, something really amazing that you have done a long time ago, but it's more about some kind of skill being highlighted that you must not ignore right now whatsoever, because all this is going to lead and contribute towards you realizing which wise choice do you actually need to make when it comes to that particular problem, when it comes to that particular burden that you've been dealing with for the last 10 months. The bottom line is you will know what to do, and you're going to make a really, really wise choice here indeed, my gorgeous Gemini. So this is why this is going to be so important. And on top of all that, there is going to be such an unusual sign and such an unusual omen that you're actually going to have. And this unusual sign and unusual omen, it's going to be very, very unusual, completely different to every other sign you had so far, but it's going to be very, very personal. And that particular omen is somehow, that good sign is somehow around this time also going to make you know that you are doing the right thing and you are on the right path, my gorgeous Gemini. This is why this is going to be so important. On top of all this, there is an omen and there is a sign that you are going to have. Absolutely brilliant indeed, but there is something you're going to need to do in terms of preparations. There is something that you're going to need to learn. There is something you're going to need to read. There is something you're going to need to read. There is something that you're going to need to learn as well. It's just so important to not to forget about, because I know you're going to be really excited when it comes to all this, but do not forget that there is something that you are going to need to learn, because another 2 months it's going to take. You will be learning something, you will be finding out about something really specific, but in terms of learning, the next 2 months are going to be very important. And then after these 2 months, you are again going to find yourself on this completely surprising crossroads where everything is going to start making sense. Where you're going to think like, I can't believe all this happened the way it did. I honestly cannot believe all this happened the way it did, Because when you find yourself on the crossroads 2 months after that, you will see that all this time you've been prepared for this crossroads. And this is when things are going to start becoming very, very interesting for you. My gorgeous Gemini, I want to say something to you. The summer of 2024, it's going to be probably one of the best summers you've ever had. This sense of security, personal security, this sense of achievements, achievement you're going to have, massive success, you know. But in terms of your own liberation, oh my God, this is gonna be brilliant. In terms of your own liberation. And this is because I just think that you've just gone through so much within the last 2 or 3 years. I know you did. I know you did. Personally, you're still going through certain issues. Personally, you still need to bring few things to an end, you know, when it comes to personal problems. And I know you know what I mean, you know, but that doesn't mean that this is not going to happen, you know. It's just basically all kind of going towards that way. So this is going to be absolutely brilliant. So prepare for an amazing summer, my gorgeous Gemini. But right now, baby, you need to be as open-minded as you possibly can. And I don't need to tell you to do this, because I do know that after this week, you will be open to all sorts of perspectives you haven't been open before. And by the time you get to the last part of this week, I'm so happy for you, because you're gonna feel so proud of somebody in your life. It's gonna make you feel so proud, you know. Maybe this is your friend, maybe this is your family member, maybe this is your child, probably your child, or some kind of friend that you were helping to, or maybe even family member you were helping to. But it's like a younger spirit that is gonna show some kind of amazing skill, some kind of greatness, and you're gonna feel so proud. You're gonna feel so proud. You will realize how special one particular person in your life is. And let me tell you, do something about it. Do something about it. You will realize something very, very special about something very special about a certain person in your life. But also it's down on you to do something about it. Okay, very important. Take this on the next level and see where this is gonna go. And also, my gorgeous Gemini, at around the end of this week, you know, this is something also. This is, I don't even know what to say. Oh my God, I don't even know what to say. This is going to be completely unpredictable situation at around the end of this week. Completely unpredictable. And you know what's going to happen? Oh my God. No, it's going to be brilliant. I'm joking. It's going to be fantastic. You're going to become aware of this massive surprise when it comes to this achievement, when it comes to this victory, big achievement, when it comes to something really specific, and when it comes to something that you were working towards. This is going to happen unpredictable because, number one, you did not expect this to happen right now. And number two, something is going to blow you away in terms of realization. You will realize right now you have everything you need to have in order to move on with your life. Therefore, you're going to become very, very confident about your success. I'm so glad, my gorgeous Gemini, because now you will realize how clever and how intelligent you actually are. Here, you're going to open yourself up even more, which is brilliant. You're also going to realize that in terms of legality, something legal you need to deal with. You need to deal with some kind of a legal issue, and you are going to. And that's part of like you knowing that now you have everything you possibly need in order to move on with your life. But also you're going to realize in terms of legality, something legal you're going to need to deal with. You are going to deal with, and it is going to work in your favor. It's going to be very, very successful for you. And on top of all that, you're going to prevent something bad from happening by making sure that you make a certain step in terms of legality. I know it may be confusing, but there is something legal that you're going to be able to do, and you will know what this is because you weren't able to do that before. So the fact that you're going to become confident about your success, the fact that you are going to realize that you've got everything you need, it is to do with two things. Number one, you will be able to start moving on with your life, and number two, you're going to need to deal with this legal issue. And by dealing with this legal issue, you're going to prevent something bad and negative from happening. So of course you're going to need to do this, indeed, and I will do this as soon as you possibly can. Okay, my gorgeous Gemini, thank you ever so much for for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace, and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.